Long, long ago, before Germany was a country, lots of different tribes lived there. These tribes, like the Franks, Saxons, and Goths, were tough warriors and loved nature. They lived all over Central Europe, and sometimes fought with the Roman Empire to the south. Even though they fought each other sometimes, these tribes spoke similar languages and had similar cultures. This would later become what German culture is based on. This time, a long, long time ago, started Germany's long and interesting history. These tribes weren't one big group, they fought a lot, but they had similar ways of life and languages. Their interactions with the Romans were a big deal. Sometimes they fought the Romans and sometimes they traded with them. This mixing of cultures changed the area a lot. The Roman Empire, a super powerful group for hundreds of years, really shaped what happened to the Germanic tribes. Romans had better technology, a strong army, and a fancy government. Romans thought the Germanic tribes were wild, but they also knew they were strong. The Romans and the tribes traded, fought, and learned from each other. This created a separate German identity. Slowly, the Germanic tribes started joining together into bigger groups. This happened because of problems within the tribes and dangers from outside. The Romans, the Huns, and other groups were always pushing on the tribes. This made the tribes team up to survive. All this moving around and fighting changed the tribes. They started to create bigger and stronger kingdoms. After the Carolingian Empire fell apart, a new big empire showed up in Europe, the Holy Roman Empire. It wasn't a country like we know them today, but it was really important in Central Europe for a long time. It started in 962 AD, and it was huge. It included Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and parts of Italy, France, and the Netherlands. This giant empire, with its elected emperors and lots of little kingdoms, was super important for Europe's politics and religion. The main idea was to have one big Christian kingdom. The Holy Roman Emperor was supposed to protect all Christians and listen to the Pope in Rome. This mix of government and religion made the empire very important, but it also caused lots of fighting between the emperors and the popes. Inside the empire, lots of little kingdoms and cities fought for power. This made it hard to create a strong, united German country. Even with all the fighting, the Holy Roman Empire did some amazing things. Smart people and artists were everywhere. People like Hildegard von Bingen and Albertus Magnus changed how people thought. Cities like Cologne, Nuremberg, and Augsburg became big trading centers, connecting northern and southern Europe. But all the fighting inside the empire made it weak. By the 1700s, the Holy Roman Empire wasn't very strong anymore. Wars about religion, problems with who should be emperor, and strong new countries like France made the empire weak. Napoleon Bonaparte finally ended the empire in 1806. This was a really big change for Europe. While the Holy Roman Empire was getting weaker, a new powerful kingdom was growing in the North Prussia. Prussia started small, but it grew quickly and built a strong army, led by the Hohenzollern family. Rulers like Frederick William I, called the Soldier King, and his son Frederick the Great made Prussia's army super powerful. Prussia's soldiers were very disciplined, and its government was really efficient. People called Prussia the Sparta of the North. Frederick the Great won big battles, making Prussia bigger and more important in Europe. But Prussia wasn't just about the army. Its rulers also cared about education, letting people follow their own religion, and making the economy better. This made Prussia a strong country. Other German states looked up to Prussia, and it helped to unify Germany. But Prussia had problems too. It wanted to grow bigger, and that caused fights with Austria, another powerful German state, and other European countries. Inside Prussia, some people didn't like the strict rules and the powerful army. They wanted more freedom. But Prussia's future was connected to the other German states, and it was about to play a big part in making Germany one country. The Napoleonic Wars, while bad for Prussia at first, actually helped Germany to become unified. Losing to Napoleon's army made Germans feel like they needed to be one country. People in Prussia, inspired by the French Revolution, wanted to make Prussia more modern and create a stronger, united Germany. This new feeling of being German because of their shared language, culture, and wanting to be their own country became very strong. The 1800s brought big changes to Europe. The Industrial Revolution changed how people lived, and lots of people wanted their own countries. People in the German-speaking areas really wanted to be one country. After the Napoleonic Wars, powerful people met and decided that Germany would be a bunch of separate states, mostly controlled by Austria. But Prussia, with its growing industries and its smart leader Otto von Bismarck, wanted to take over and make a unified Germany led by Prussia. Bismarck was really good at making plans and getting what he wanted. He knew that just having a strong army wasn't enough. He was good at talking with other countries, making friends with some and using other countries' disagreements to help Prussia. Bismarck started some wars on purpose, and he beat Austria in a war in 1866. This made Austria much less powerful in German affairs and made it easier for Prussia to take charge. After beating Austria, Bismarck created the North German Confederation, uniting the northern German states under Prussia. But the southern German states, which were mostly Catholic and liked Austria more, didn't join. Bismarck knew he needed something to make all Germans feel like they should be one country. The Franco-Prussian War in 1870 gave him that chance. France, worried about Prussia's growing power, started a war, which is exactly what Bismarck wanted. Prussia won easily, and this made all the German people feel patriotic and united. In January 1871, at the Palace of Versailles in France, the German Empire was officially announced. The Prussian king, Wilhelm I, became Kaiser Wilhelm I of Germany. Finally, Germany was one country. This changed everything in Europe. Germany was now a strong and powerful country, and this would have a big impact on the 1900s.